remember for the 2009 Lions tour, it was the first time that they had actually started to announce it via Sky Sports when it was live, and the players didn't have any sort of insight as to whether they were going to be selected beforehand. So we knew no different. I remember exactly where I was. I was in my apartment in Dublin. I was out sick at the time, so I wasn't in the club with all the other guys. And thankfully they started at number 15. Lee Byrne came out first, and I was out second. You definitely feel the history of the jersey and everything that is attached to it when you put it on. I think I first got that at Pennyhill Park when we got our bag of gear, and it was that crest that you've always looked up to so much. You consider it the pinnacle of British and Irish rugby, and to finally got that gear bag with your name on it, with that crest, was incredible. And then to go out and put the jersey on, and particularly a test jersey, was just the most amazing thing ever. To play for the Lions, it was something that I never ever targeted really, but it was always the ultimate dream. And I always felt that playing for the Lions was a bigger deal than representing your country or your province. And that's the completely unique, intangible thing that the Lions holds over players, supporters, fans, everyone who follows that whole tribe and culture of what it is to play for the Lions. And you know, I just remember it being really the highlight of my career. I very much went over there as number 2 fullback to Lee Byrne, who was having a superb season for Wales that year. You know, I got my opportunity at the end of the first half, and everything just went really well for me after that. It was brilliant coming on that early, and you know, there was no sort of warning with it either. Sometimes when you're a sub, the coaches might tell you, okay, you're going on at 65 minutes and you've got time to process it in your head. I think when Lee got injured in the 37th minute and I was sitting on the bench and I was up and on within 60 seconds of him going down. So we'd gotten off to such a poor start in that first half, and we clawed our way back in the second half. I think we felt as if we let the opportunity slip on that first test, but we were also really energized that we knew that after that game we would be much better the following week. And a lot of people in the changing room probably felt that they just want to get back out in the field and go again. And then individually, of course, you're delighted that you've made your test debut. It's a huge honor and a huge achievement to get on a Lions tour. But I think there's something really special about actually becoming a test Lion, and that's something that it's a badge that you carry around with you forever. The 2013, you know, I was still, you know, in my 20s, so relatively young. You know, to go on that tour was amazing. Fortunately, we were playing the Rabo Direct League final the week before departure, and I pulled out of the final in the warm-up of the game with a hamstring strain, and it sort of recurred and bubbled along for the first 2 or 3 weeks of the tour. So I was very much on the back foot on that tour. I didn't play a huge amount of rugby. And you know, at the same time, Lee Halfpenny was performing really well. He was number 1 goal kicker, and you know, it was always going to be a tall order to try and shift him out of that position given the form that he was going through. It's definitely frustrating when you don't go on tour putting your very best foot forward, and like I say, I missed out on those important games for the first couple of weeks, and you're always you're chasing your tail a little bit then after that. You know, it's definitely a period that you know, could have gone a hell of a lot better for me. That extended squad are all series winners, and you know, the joy after that third test when it had been done was amazing. And you know, I went on the 2009 tour and we didn't win that, so to go in 2013 and to win a series was incredible, even though that I didn't actually get to play in any of the tests. 2009, the second test was for me one of the greatest games of rugby that I personally have ever played. I was just fully in my flow. And there's times when that happens in your career and you don't understand why, because if you did understand it, you'd know how to replicate it every single week. And it just felt when I was on the field that I couldn't do anything wrong. It was the most amazing atmosphere ever, those 3 games, and the second test we were at the High Velds. I remember the sun was beating and the stadium was just full of Lions supporters. And when I went over for that try in the 6th minute, I think, I was mostly just in shock that it had happened. The week before had all happened so quickly, and all of a sudden 6 minutes into a game, you're a test score, try scorer, and it was incredible. It was, my dad and my brother had just flown in the day before, and they were sitting in the corner where I scored the try. And you just remember little things like that, memories that you'll take with you for a lifetime. When you go into a game and the first 10 minutes are as positive and things go as well for you like they were going for me, you're just in your flow really quickly. And thankfully for me, one of my, if not my biggest strength was my ability in the air, and the South Africans just kept kicking ball after ball to me. And every time I just saw the ball go up in the air, I sort of licked my lips and go for it a little bit. I look back on my Lions career with a huge amount of pride. I feel very lucky to have been a part of 2 tours, one that was a series winner, and the other one where I produced some of my best rugby as an individual. So I feel really lucky that I did get to go on tour. It was a childhood dream of mine, from the age of 5 or 6. I remember watching South Africa in 1997, those videos, and just been completely obsessed with the whole aura of the Lions, what it meant to the players, to the supporters, and it's the most incredible rugby team in the world, and I really believe that, and it's a legacy that'll go on forever and ever. And I just feel really proud and lucky to have been a part of it.